Mic check, 1 2 1 2. Bada bing, bada bong. King of the Pit TV. There's ROCKSTEADY at King of the Pit TV. The metalcore connoisseur has signed in once again via the Patreon, saying, "Bruh, Counterparts put out a new record. Gotta check it out." Joel, it feels like the last time you got in touch with me, Counterparts had a new record out. These dudes must be quite prolific with their releases right about now. Either that or time is flying by. This band is hitting the studio every once in a while, I'll tell you that. We got 6 more tunes from Counterparts. Relatively short record, as we got 2 minutes 17, 2 minutes 17, 2 minutes 6 to finish the record off. But I know it's, you know what? This is going to bring me back. This is going to bring me back because we'd have bands in the circuit, right? One band in particular I'm thinking of is Desolated, right? And if you're aware of Counterparts, I'd be surprised if you don't know about Desolated, in all honesty. Well, if you're like into music and into heavy music, I'm surprised, and this sort of adjacent music, I'd be surprised. But they did put a record out, a deathcore record. No one really cared about it. And then they rebranded themselves with a 3-track record. And then, of course, aside from that, you had Malevolence, who sort of, I think it was only a 2-track they had, and they just jammed off of that for a bit. But in the world of local bands that develop good followings, the experience I've had through being at a grassroots level has been, they maybe put a demo out, they put a record of some sort out, but it's not necessarily like a great big effort. And then they use an EP as a stepping stone to the full length. And the EP tends to be very well polished, good financial investment, you know, good sound engineer, good capability, good craft and musicianship upon there. And, you know, on this channel, we listen to big bands and great big epic bands. And the EP is something that doesn't get given the props it should. It's all LPs and long form records, and the band doesn't return to the EP after doing so, doesn't utilize the EP for what it's worth. And to me, some of the best music I've heard have come from EPs, come from 5 tracks, 4 tracks, 3 tracks, 6 tracks, you know? Because you can condense magic into a small concentrated burst of energy, whereas with an LP it can drag a little, or it could be spread too thin. Without further ado, the first track is the longest at 3 minutes 40. A martyr left alive. This listen through goes out to Joel. Let's sign in. Everyone else on the Patreon, I'm getting on. You'll be next. Yo, you just see me bobbing my head for nothing. Obviously, you're not getting any volume through, but I was for 24 seconds. So, let me get that back to you, yeah? Hold on. Where's my audio input? Ratted bumberclatty. Give me 1 second. I'll be back in a second. Right, after a little bit of mucking about, I finally sorted it out. Let's get into it, yeah? Martyr left alive. Let's get stuck in, people. Come on. Come on. You got comments? No comments. Come on. Where we at? This is a great band, man. This is a great band. I love these moments. Pure Noise Records. Mic check. Better. Bro, I know we're just about to kick in. I'll reverse a few seconds, but we've actually got the publishing percentage here, which is mad. So, like, when I play this recording, there's going to be a royalty paid out. Now, don't get me wrong, it's going to be through... Well, actually... I think there might be two different sets of royalties. So you'll have the advertising from YouTube. So YouTube will be paying out to whomever is running the YouTube account or whichever bank account is connected to that. But aside from that, there should be the music distributor that gets some degree of payment from the performance royalties and the writing royalties and so forth. And we've got the music publishing here. So this will be the songwriting. Brendan Murphy, 50% of the cut. So what this means is literally who's making the money or the percentage of the royalty when you hear this music played in public. So let's say, for example, now there's performance royalty organizations, right? If I own a business, if I run a shop, yeah, I need to be PRS licensed. Performance, what is PRS? The Performance Royalty Society or something like that. I need to have a PRS license to legally play music in my shop because it's theft otherwise, because I'm utilizing somebody else's intellectual property in order to create more value of my shop, of my business, right? It's so much nicer, isn't it, when you're in the pub at a bar or something and there's a little bit of background music? Well, maybe it isn't, but each to your own. When you go to a pub and there's no background music, it's probably because they're not paying the license, because it can be quite expensive just for the sake of playing music in your shop, right? And I'm gonna ramble on for a second, right? Because if you don't know about this is quite a few interesting tidbits. Let's say I work from home, I'm self-employed, right? I can get charged by this organization if they walk by my window and I'm playing the radio. If I'm playing music from my laptop as I'm working. Because I'm at a place of work, per se, but I'm not licensed to legally play this music, this copyright music, in my place of work. So I need to purchase a PRS license. But let's say I own a shop, yeah? And in my shop I play this new Counterparts record, right? There will be a payment. I think it's 3 times a year. So what would you call that? Tri-quarterly? I know that's not a quarter, but you tell me what that means. 3 times a year, there's a payment paid out to the songwriters, yeah? It can be very lucrative. Songwriting is where most of the money is when it comes to this game, right? Because let's say you sign to a label, they're going to take your masters, yeah? They're going to take the recording. It's been a minute since I've been involved in this game, don't get me wrong. But they won't take your songwriting credit. Your songwriting credit is... Anyway, who gives a fuck? To put a long story short, Brendan Murphy is going to be making 50% of the money generated on the songwriting when this is played in a shop, yeah? Whereas Jesse Doreen will make 30%, Kyle Brownlee will make 12%, and Tyler Williams will play 8%. So you can see when a band actually starts to make money, how political it can get, because now we're financially entering an uncomfortable zone. Because let's say Tyler Williams at 8% says, man, let me write a few songs. I'm not getting paid enough. And the main guy, Brendan Murphy's like, nah, I've been writing songs since day one. You're not writing songs. And then Tyler's like, well, I'm not getting money. I'm going to leave the band. You see how this can work out? Bro, I got kids to feed. When we started this band, we didn't even talk about this. We just let you write the songs. But now it's getting serious and you're getting paid so much more than we are. I got kids to feed. I need a larger percentage. You see where I'm coming from? Now we're not just creating art. We're not just creating music. We're a business. And we need to, it's fascinating to me, man. It's fascinating. I might have left alive. I digress. Ooh. It was good, eh? It was good, eh? Where do I start? Like, making a breakdown heavier is a work of art in itself. Taking something heavy, then making it heavier, is a crazy work of art. That was enjoyable. We've got With Loving Arms Disfigured coming up next. There's Rocksteady King of the Pit TV signing in. Nice easy listen, 6 tracks, EP. Heaven Let Them Die is the title of it. Counterparts is the band. With Loving Arms Disfigured is track number 2. Let's go. Come on. Ba-bum. Come on. Let's go. I think each of these tracks are bleeding into each other, aren't they? Because the last one definitely bled into this track, and we'll have the same thing here. So we're bridging the gap, creating this seamless A to B, which obviously, you know, on YouTube isn't great, but it is what it is, you know. The whole blending one track into another thing isn't great in this new digital age, because people aren't really buying physicals. So, you know, I guess it'd work on like streaming services and that, but it sort of loses it if it's on some shuffle, or if it's like on a playlist, or if you get advertisements on your streaming platform and whatnot. We've got To Hear of War coming up next. There's ROCKSTEADY, King of the Pit TV, Counterparts. Never Let Them Die is the record. It's devoted to my good friend Joel, the metalcore connoisseur. That's Joel's new title from here on. To Hear of War is track number 3 of 6. Let's go. Get back. Come on. Come on. It's like that August Burns Red. Nice. That's a classic 2-bomb, that. That's a classic 2-bomb, that. I'm not gonna lie to you people. Yo, when I was first getting into like hardcore adjacent music in my teenage years, that rhythm was like my perfect, like, do you know what I mean? When you're younger, just like two-step, man. I want a two-stepping, man. Yeah, that was a riff that get me excited. Drop a little 2-bomb, little 2-dog. Come on. If you know, you know. If you don't get the language, people, you never will. Come on. Little punk there on the toms. Come on, let's go. Boom. Where are we gonna go? I'm going back. Where are we gonna go? We got the feedback mosh. Either we can, with all respects due, we could make this blander than it could be, or we could make a real special mosh out of this one. It got me gassed. The feedback got me gassed. Let's go. Slowing down. Let's go. Come on. Oh, we're gonna blend it. Hearing the rhythm with one phrase of the tom before it came in a little bit after, that was pretty cool. I didn't see that coming. No Lamb Was Lost, coming up next. Referring to the imagery we have in the artwork. Symbolically, the Lamb of God. Alright. I do like symbolism. Esoteric and occult symbolism. Let's keep going. There's ROCKSTEADY at King of the Pit TV. No Lamb Was Lost is track numero 4 of 6. This entire listen through goes out to my good friend Joel. Let's jump in. Let's not waste no time. Right, we're riffing on this one. It smells of weed here, man. And I don't know where the smell's coming from. It's not me, people. Quite deathcore, that. Ba-da-da. Little primitive mooch. I'm surprised it's only a topic page, but I'm surprised Counterparts have only got 9.14k subscribers on the YouTube like Counterparts topic. And I say that because, you know, it doesn't take them long. When was this put out? 2 weeks ago. And they've garnered thousands and thousands and thousands of views on just this pure audio by itself. They've got a good fan base. Let's go. This one doesn't blend in. That was one that didn't flow to the next track with some sort of audio, creating a disconnect in the record, the first one we've had. We've got Praise No Artery Intact coming up next, alright? See you there. Yes, now, bless now, people. Don't forget the rest now. There's ROCKSTEADY at King of the Pit TV. Praise No Artery Intact is track numero 5 of 6. We're listening to Counterparts tonight. Heaven Let Them Die. Sipping on a cup of coffee, black coffee tonight. Let's go. Forever Bro, that sounded grind. That sounded grind. This bit. It's like a power violence act. Is it me, or is there a lot more blast beats on this record compared to the last stuff? They only tickled us with a couple of light blasts on the last stuff, if I remember correctly. There's such a dead stop there after the chugs, which makes me think that was a production job, because there was no resonance. It just cut straight. Maybe a noise gate turned, like ramped up. That was good. The good groove there at the end. The tightness of that was really cool. Let's finish this record off with the title track, Heaven Let Them Die. There's Rocksteady, King of the Pit TV. Finishing off this record, a nice brief listen. Counterparts, Heaven Let Them Die was the record. This is the title track, Heaven Let Them Die. This entire listen through has been devoted to my friend Joel, who recommended it on the Patreon. The metalcore connoisseur. Let's go. Maybe a clean one to switch it up and finish off with. Anybody listen to Touche Amore before? Touche Amore? Is that what they're called? Never listened to him. Seen him pop up. Like melodic hardcore sort of stuff. Am I right? Are we going to chug our way to the end? Oh no, we're pulling back that feedback. We blended it in, we pulled it back. Hey, surprise me. Dun-dun-dun. Nice organic jingle of the cymbal there to finalise. Yeah, not a bad little number. I mean, it is what it is. Little outro section. 2 riffs. That's what it was, 2 riffs. Well, I guess we had the jingling clean guitars leading up to them 2 riffs. But there we go. I'm going to do one last video. I'll give you my final overview of this record. I'll rate it out of 10 and I'll see you there. Yes, now bless now, people. Don't forget the rest. Now it's Des Rocksteady at King of the Pit TV. We had a brief little listen. 6 tracks. We had an EP on for a nice change. It was recommended on the Patreon by Joel. He says, bruh, Counterparts put a new record out. Heaven Let Them Die is the title. You need to check it out. And yeah, we checked it out. Let's discuss this brief but concentrated record, right? Counterparts are not rebranding themselves per se on this record. This is what we know of the band. They're a heavy band. Couple of dissonant moments, couple of nice jingles on the lead guitar, couple of trills. Plenty of mosh. Harsh vocals, distorted vocals. Nice bridging, clean, twinkling. Well, I wouldn't even call them twinkling because they're quite dark. Atmospheric, deep and mysterious bridging, clean sections. Okay? Production was good. Tasty production. Polished production. Production where you would think, where do you go from there? The guitar work was nice. The drumming was fruitful. I felt like there was more blasts, more blast beats on this record than what I've heard on the last Counterparts listen-throughs we've heard, because it feels to me like he just sort of tickled that blast just for a moment on them last records. And you think, ooh, not heard a blast in a moment. I wonder what he'd do if he threw a whole passage in there with the blast. And we got plenty of it on this record. Most of the record is joined on. I would say the first 3 songs were connected as one, because we blend them together with atmosphere and some degree of audio from track to track. There was no disconnect as far as audio is concerned. These dudes know how to play slow, and they know how to play heavy, and they know how to take a heavy riff and then make it heavier and then make it heavier, which is a lot harder than it should be, because you want to create impact with that first heavy moment so people kick off, and then when you slow it down even more, it needs to be as impactful. But how do you do that when you've already put your effort into making it heavy in the first place? So these dudes are very good at fine-tuning the breakdown. By the end of the record, the breakdowns don't really have impact because you're so familiar with them. You're so used to them. Which is the unfortunate reality with bands like this, you know? There's no real striking emphasis, because I was listening to some of these breakdowns and I was thinking, geez, if it was another band that kicked off with something like this, like, you know, some of these Sound and Fury playing like heavy metal influenced hardcore bands you get. Not necessarily in the field of Counterparts where, you know, you get this more modernized metalcore sort of influence, but like bands what I'm familiar with, if you placed 1 or 2 of these breakdowns in the setting of, you know, a band that doesn't really emphasize on that too much, it would be crazy. It'd go on a top 10 breakdown compilation. But considering the breakdowns are so consistent on this record, it actually detracts from how impactful these sections are, because it's just part of the overall soundscape, you know? Which is quite fascinating. It's quite fascinating, really. It's not a bad thing, it's the sound of the band. What more needs to be said? The vocals work. They're not my kind of vocals. They're quite harsh, you know? And although I do like shrieking, harsh, like horrible vocals, they're harsh in the way that they're like distorted through production as well as organically. So there's a sound engineered element that contributes to the vocal tonality and sound. Ain't a bad thing. People love this band. Like, this record's been out for 2 weeks, and this is quite simply just on the Counterparts Topic YouTube channel, and we're simply looking at the album artwork whilst listening to the audio, and it's got thousands and thousands of views track by track. So hey, This band does a fantastic job and is more than likely leading the way as far as, modern metalcore is concerned. Bass presence, bro, there might as well not be a bassist in the band. Don't get me wrong, I'm gassing you on that. Of course, there's bass frequencies, but they don't really let the bass... They don't let the bassist have his moment, truth be told. If I was the bassist, I'd say, go on, let me have a little section. Let me do a little something. Let me take the hard way out for a moment. Because the bass guitar just follows the guitar. Just follows the root notes of the guitar. Which I guess for a band that wants to be heavy, that's fine. But I'd like to hear a little more noodling in the bass. As an EP, for what it is, production-wise, this band's doing nothing new from what it has done, but it's a good project, it's a good record. I don't pay attention to the lyric, don't really care. Don't matter who I'm listening to, the lyric's never my priority. I like the music, I like the melodies. I mean, as far as melodies are concerned, you might not get many here, but you'll get rhythms, that's for sure. I'll give it a powerful 6.5 out of 10. I'll give it a powerful 6.5. You know what? An act like this, I would be fascinated. And I'd probably get so excited if it wouldn't market itself better, right, with what I'm about to say. So it's not good for business. But I would like to hear a band playing of this standard on record, sounding like this on record, to go to a local DIY independent, like hardcore punk rock sound engineer and have this gritty, grey, dry, tinny, hardcore punk demo production on it, man. That'd be so ignorant. That'd be so ignorant. But of course, there's no chance that's ever going to happen, and why would it happen? Because it's polished and heavy and pure and mainstream friendly, but well, I apologize for calling it mainstream, because I looked at the credits and it said it was what was the label, Pure Noise or something, and I don't know if that's an independent label, but you know where I'm coming from. This band is larger than life, doing great things, and you can tell why listening to the quality of the product. On that note, I'm signing out. I'll see you on the flip side. Shout out to Joel who recommended this. One love.